Well, Netflix just made a huge mistake, and people all over X are canceling and showing proof of their cancellation of their Netflix subscription, including Elon Musk, who tweeted out his cancellation to currently 2.6 million people, 50,000 likes. This is crazy. It's been a while since there was kind of a big cultural shift, a big cultural pushback in terms of woke programming or woke movies or this, that, or the other thing. But this seemed to have popped up completely out of nowhere. And I got to admit, they're getting exactly what they deserve. I think it's a combination. There's two things intersected that led to this massive cancellation. And I'm going to explain it to you. By the way, the story was sent to me by a member of our Discord. So if you haven't yet, please go to thequartering.com/join and get in our Discord. Talk directly to me, submit stories to the show, all of those amazing things. Now, here's where it started. It was actually a twofold cancellation. Now, here you see this. This was tweeted out yesterday by Libs of TikTok. OMG, Dead End Paranormal Park, a show on Netflix, is pushing pro-trans stuff on kids. The show is advertised for 7-year-olds. It's being promoted on Netflix Kids now. Parents beware. Now, I thought, well, what the heck? The show got canceled like a while ago. Well, now Netflix apparently is re-promoting it. And the reason people are looking at it, we'll take a look. But let's look at this clip.
It's not the park. It's me. I'm trans, Norma. And everyone at school knows, and everyone at home knows. And being here, it's like a whole new place. I can just be Barney, and I can choose if and when I tell people.
Okay. This show received an enormous amount of praise when it first came out. Dead End Paranormal Park star Zach Barrick brings authenticity to a Jewish trans character. Now, I know a lot of people's alarm bells are going off. I've heard a lot of connections with certain groups of people in the trans movement and the trans ideology. But again, this is a holdover from a different time during the Biden administration when Netflix and Paramount and Disney Plus were actively, in my opinion, grooming kids with this particular type of content. And they were getting insane credit for it. Initially, I was excited to learn that there would be headed by a trans mask lead, a rarity in any show, much less an animated program geared towards kids. Yet I was even more astonished to know the lead, Barney, would also be Jewish. Not to mention, he played an actual trans and Jewish actor. No mention of if the show is good or not, just the fact that it's pushing the right ideology on the young people. And by the way, this gets even crazier. I feel like I reported on this show when it came out. I'd have to go back and look back at my back catalog, but I feel like I reported on this. I feel like I did, but I can't be totally sure. But I feel like I did. But this is nuts. I mean, why is this stuff important for a kids show? Why is this stuff, being promoted? Why is any of this important, right? Again, this is a show for kids, okay? There was other articles. Now, this was back in, my cat just knocked a bunch of stuff over because he's being a little PITA. Dead End Paranormal Park anime series was canceled at Netflix after 2 seasons. The series, which features voices of Don't Really Care, follows the adventures of Barney Gutman, a gay trans boy who finds a new job as a security guard at Phoenix Park, and Norma Khan, a 17-year-old autistic Pakistani-American girl. You're not Pakistani-American, you're Pakistani. Who's also part of the security team. It's like that Vice thing where they're just throwing the dildos against the wall and picking random topics to talk about. The show is crazy. Who could possibly foresee why the show didn't work out? Maybe it's because, parents didn't want their kids, consuming this nonsense. Parents didn't want weirdos, grooming their kids. I mean, I think that's pretty normal. The series, of course, was produced by Blink Industries, launched in June 2022 with a second season premiering in October. Steele revealed that the cancellation on Twitter, he said, "It's with a heavy heart that I tell you Dead End is over. Obviously, we didn't want this to be the case. In fact, we did a writer's room for season 3. We have scripts and designs and outlines ready to go. But it was always the plan to give these characters a proper ending they deserve." Now, maybe this was when it became pretty clear that Donald Trump was going to be the next president. Maybe this was when it became pretty clear that wokeism was over. This nonsense, creepy stuff. Dead End Paranormal Park explores theme parks as a queer gateway. So they're literally saying, oh, it's to expose young kids to this and to brainwash them. At least in my opinion, that's pretty much what they're saying here, right? So what they're pretty much saying, at least in my opinion. Although it's stationed in Sandusky, Ohio, the roller coaster capital of the world, Cedar Point is on its own island in Lake Erie, a vaguely Peanuts-themed oasis consciously separated from the mainland. And they talk about, and if we look at the original trailer, I'm going to guess, yep, wildly downvoted and comments turned off. Now, you might be asking, what the heck? Why is Netflix getting canceled right now? This show isn't even out anymore, although they are promoting it to kids currently, according to Libs of TikTok. Well, here's what happened. Here's the creator of the show. You'll never guess who the creator of the show is. A they LGBTQ Blue Sky fan who mocked Charlie's assassination and called him a Nazi. Is anyone surprised? Now, look. Blue Sky needs to have probably its own group of people watching over their posters there, because they are very clearly radicalized and basically nut jobs, and unapologetically so. And the stuff they say is happening in real life. Like, they're carrying out this stuff. Like that's going to be essentially this is, these people radicalize other people. Let's see, hamishsteele.bluesky.social. I wonder if we can find him on there. Hamish, what is his name? Hamish, hold on. It gets worse. Hamish Steele Blue Sky. I've got to probably do this on Google. Hamish Steele dot, I'll say just Blue Sky. Here he is. Let's see if he's commented on it. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. Let's see. My Instagram comments are now flooded with replies saying that I am Charlie Kirk and that I celebrated his assassination, which I never did. And all I can think of is Yeevee oddly shouting, "What's that got to do with anything?" It's been mostly very okay and found it all quite funny. While really appreciating someone has reached out, but the extremely nasty, weird, phobic, and anti-Semitic emails I've started getting rolling in. Of course, he didn't post any of this stuff. It's genuinely funny that Elon Musk has now seen a clip from Dead End. He's on the list of people I know for a fact have watched it along with Ben Shapiro and Eric Adams. Why would you watch this garbage? And again, it's all lies and slanders. Netflix is not promoting at the moment. Okay. Why are you so defensive? And let's see if you didn't celebrate it. Let's see what your post said. Let's see what your post actually said. Where is this? Why the F are you even commenting on this, D-head? Use sympathy for any of the families being slaughtered by your weapons, but a random Nazi gets assassinated and it's a public statement. You're such an evil-ish. He's talking about Donald Trump, and he's calling Charlie Kirk a Nazi. Now, I would say you might split hairs and say, well, he's not celebrating it. But to me, it certainly looks like he's very happy about it. He's using the very rhetoric that got Charlie Kirk taken from us. And by the way, Just cancel my Netflix subscription if you employ someone who celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk and makes content that pushes pro-trans content on my kids. You will never see a dime of my money. You can see actual cancellation proof. Hamish Steele celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination. Elon Musk said same. I would love to see him actually post proof of it. A lot of people say they cancel stuff, and then I catch them talking about like, oh, well, I was watching this on Netflix the other day. I'm like, wait a minute, you said you canceled it. It's hard for me because I have to be able to check these certain things, but there are plenty of ways to watch content, right? Elon Musk cancels Netflix. You see, Susan, I had not heard about this sneaky, disgusting pathway to grooming and indoctrinating our kids. Once this trash goes into your youngster's brain, it's hard to undo the potential sickness. Don't let your kids eat trash, parents, and don't let them watch it either. I'm sure they will decide on their own once they are older if they want to consume garbage. Canceled. People are saying dispute your latest charge. Yeah. Here's Nibs of TikTok. I just canceled my Netflix account. I think this is important. By the way, now is probably not a bad time to just look at the kind of stuff that's auto-renewing on your credit card right now. You probably have 30 or 40 bucks a month that you can just not pay anymore because you probably aren't using it. But we'll have to see. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people canceling. I think it's important if you're going to cancel that you put the reason in and you tell them exactly why. And ultimately, money talks. And so, hey, if people want to cancel, I'm with them. Netflix has made a big mistake. And this Hamish Steele guy will probably have a really hard time finding a job in the future because all of this basically is because of him. So, and also, by the way, Blue Sky is a cesspit. Stay out of it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.